Dr. Benjamin Lorne was the kind of physician every small town wishes for. Steadfast, kind, and willing to make house calls long after others stopped. For nearly 30 years, he served the sleepy town of Willow Creek, nestled in the shadow of the Blue Ridge Mountains. He knew every resident by name and often treated 3 generations of the same family. So, when he didn't show up for his Monday clinic, people noticed. By Tuesday afternoon, a few neighbors had tried calling him. No answer. His nurse, Patty Rourke, contacted the sheriff after he missed 2 full days. Something he had never done, not even during flu season. Sheriff Amos Dillard, a man nearing retirement and not prone to panic, agreed to check on him. Dr. Lorne's house sat on a quiet gravel road flanked by woods, about 2 miles from town. His car was in the driveway, lights off, mail in the box. No signs of forced entry, but inside, something was off. The kitchen was pristine, except for a half-drunk cup of coffee on the table. His medical bag was gone, but his phone and wallet were still in the house. No signs of struggle, just absence. A week passed. Posters were stapled to trees. Volunteers scoured the woods. Dogs were brought in, but the scent was lost near the Miller property, an old, overgrown farmhouse that had changed hands frequently over the years. Its current tenant was a reclusive man in his 40s named Aaron Greaves, known mostly for collecting junk and avoiding conversation. Sheriff Dillard questioned him. Greaves claimed he'd seen Lorne once, weeks ago, when he treated a feral cat bite. Nothing since. Still, Dillard found him suspicious. He got a warrant and searched the property. Nothing, except a curious receipt tucked under a stack of old magazines in the garage. It was for a set of industrial-grade gloves, bleach, and tarps, dated 2 days after Lorne's disappearance. Dillard pressed Greaves again. Greaves broke down, sort of. He admitted to lying about not seeing the doctor. Lorne had come out to check a rash on his arm, but he left alive. That was all Greaves would say. 2 weeks later, during a second search of the woods behind the Miller property, a volunteer stumbled upon a shallow depression near the base of a cedar tree. The soil had been disturbed. Underneath, a blue tarp. Inside it, wrapped in a heavy-duty shower curtain, was the body of Dr. Benjamin Lorne. The autopsy revealed blunt force trauma to the head, likely from a crowbar or similar object. Defensive wounds on his hands, but also residue from ketamine in his system. The killer had drugged him. When this news broke, the town was rocked. Candlelight vigils were held. Rumors spread like wildfire. Then came the twist. During the investigation, authorities obtained Dr. Lorne's medical records. One file was encrypted and stored separately, a password-protected digital folder. When they finally cracked it, they found evidence suggesting Dr. Lorne had been compiling a private record of patients he suspected were faking symptoms for opioid prescriptions. One name stood out: Cheryl Dillard, the sheriff's niece. Cheryl, a recovering addict, had moved back to Willow Creek 6 months earlier. According to Lorne's notes, he had confronted her privately. She had become irate, claimed he had no idea what was really going on. Further digging revealed Cheryl had dated Aaron Greaves years earlier, briefly, before he spiraled into paranoia and isolation. They had recently reconnected, unbeknownst to the sheriff. Cell tower data placed Cheryl near Greaves's home the night Dr. Lorne disappeared. Dillard had no choice. He brought Cheryl in. At first, she denied everything, but faced with the evidence, texts, location data, and finally, Greaves' partial confession that he only did what she asked, she cracked. Lorne, she admitted, threatened to report her to authorities after discovering she was siphoning pills using stolen prescription pads. In a panic, she went to Greaves, who had always loved her in his twisted way. She told him the doctor had crossed a line. Greaves took it from there, drugging Lorne with ketamine he'd stolen from an animal shelter. He sometimes posed as a vet, then hitting him when he tried to escape. Aaron Greaves was sentenced to life without parole. Cheryl received 22 years for conspiracy and obstruction. Sheriff Dillard retired soon after, quietly, without ceremony. Dr. Benjamin Lorne's funeral was held in the town square. Hundreds attended. The mayor declared a day of remembrance. And still, each year, on the anniversary of his death, someone leaves a cup of black coffee at the foot of the cedar tree where he was found. No one knows who, but some say it's Patty Rourke, his nurse. Others say it's just the town, trying to remember the man who healed them until someone broke him.